Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Alex and this is the Car Creative, and I'm happy that you're here today. We are talking about how to export your photos to get the sharpest quality on Instagram. I get this question so much from people on YouTube and on Instagram, how I get those sharp, buttery, crispy images on Instagram. And I really don't think I'm doing anything crazy, but I'm gonna walk you guys through step by step how I will edit some of these photos, how I kind of manage the sharpness, clarity, and export settings, and then how I transfer those photos over to my phone and post. It's not rocket science. You guys are probably doing a lot of this already, but I'm just gonna show you how I do it. And for those of you that have been around the channel for a long time, we have a very exciting announcement to make regarding merch. So definitely you want to stick around for that. But let's dive in. Now, I'm not gonna do a thorough tutorial here. What I'm gonna do is the classic YouTuber thing and just toss on a couple presets, but that way I can show you guys what I'm doing with the sharpening without going through the whole mishmash of the thing. If you guys want deeper tutorials, I have some on my channel, so feel free to subscribe, click bells, whatever. But for this one, I actually made a pretty cool preset called the Varus, and this is the one-click wonder, so we're just gonna click that. We're just gonna put the car as big in the frame as we can, because when you post to Instagram, you want your photos to take up as much of the screen as you possibly can. Some of the cool things about my presets here is that you can use Varus A, which is this cool blue color, or Varus B, which is a warmer tone, and then you can add the filters to it. So it's kind of like stackable presets. You get to kind of pick your tone and then add the filters on top of those colors, which is kind of fun. From there, we're going to adjust any of our filters that we need to. Just hit M to get our graduated filters, and Shift M will bring up your radial filters. We'll just make sure that those are placed correctly. And then from there, we're just going to adjust our exposure properly, making sure that it's super bright. Nice photo coming out there. Moving on to the next photo here, I'm going to use Fall C, and we're going to add the fall filters and adjust those filters to make sure that the car is popping. Now, going over to our sharpening, check this out. So we're gonna hold Option and adjust our mask on the car. What this is doing, if you've seen any of my tutorials, is we're just sharpening the lines. So everything that's white is getting sharpened, and then we can sharpen as much as we want. But one thing you'll notice up here is that we're actually not using any clarity. I know there's a lot of car photographers that love to use clarity, and it does bring out the details of the car. It's kind of a cool look, so to speak, but that's not what I use at all. Sometimes I actually bring the clarity down. One thing you'll also notice with my crop is that we're actually leaving it as I shot it. Some people will crop their image to be in Instagram profiles. The reason that I don't do that is that when I export my photo as long as possible, it actually works better for your Instagram stories. So if you're posting your photo to Instagram stories, you're not having to stretch that out or elongate it, and you're kind of missing some of the edges. This way you're actually cropping it for Instagram stories, and then once you go to post it to your feed, you can adjust how high or low you want that image to be. Let's just go do one last edit, and then I'll show you guys how I export. So I'm gonna use Fall C again. We're gonna use Fall Filters 2. We're just gonna crop in, make sure we're taking up the greatest part of the image, make sure it's straight. We're just gonna adjust our filters here. I really like this light hit. It just adds that extra bit of texture and depth into the photo that you wouldn't get naturally. That's looking okay, but there's something really weird happening up here. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's the Car Creative hat. You guys, the Car Creative hat is officially going to be launching. You can officially pre-order the hat. My brother-in-law, Chad, who you may have seen in some of my videos, he actually designed this logo for me, got all this stuff built, and it's awesome. I think they turned out really, really great. I'm super happy with them. I'm super excited to ship them to you guys. I'm gonna be boxing them personally, putting my hands in the box for your hat. So if you want one, guys, it's 40 bucks US, and the shipping is included because I wanted to make it as easy as possible to get it to you. But I want you guys to know that I am so extremely thankful for your support and for the community that we have here in the Car Creative. So thanks. This is for you. This is for the car creatives, the photographers, the videographers, the people that are here supporting the channel and just trying to be creative. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to go pick one of these up down below. Now let's talk about exporting. So when I go to export this photo, I'm going up to File, Export. Now when I choose which folder to put it in, I have my RAWs and I've got my edits. So I'm going to choose to put it in there. We're going to name it Instagram Sharpness. Yo. Okay. Start number 1, sure. Now, I have never noticed personally a difference between limiting my size or not limiting my size. I often actually will export around 2,000 or 3,000 just to save space because I haven't really noticed a big difference. And again, if I'm posting it to Instagram, it's going from like this big to like really small, so it doesn't really matter. What I have changed though is the resolution, the pixels per inch. So this is an image resizing, and I just changed that to 300. I think natively in Lightroom it's around 250 or something. So I just changed that to 300. Then from there I hit export. Now what maybe the glitch is here is where you're transferring from your computer to your mobile device. Now for me, I'm all Apple, so I've got iMac, I've got iPhone. The quickest and easiest way for me to get that full res image is to right click, I hit share, I hit airdrop, and then I airdrop that to my phone. That maintains the full image. Now, however you have to get that image to your phone as the full resolution, that can be a Google Drive, that can be a Dropbox, that can be whatever you want. I also use an app called Later, L-A-T-E-R. It's an online platform that you can dump all your photos, schedule your photos on your Instagram grid to see what it's going to look like in advance, save hashtags. It's super helpful. It's not sponsored at all by them, but I do use it and I highly recommend it for creatives trying to make a nice grid. It looks really good. I dump my photos in there, and I've also exported from Later over to my phone and not had any issues with sharpness or resolution. Now, once I have the image on my phone, I'm just gonna go open up Instagram. We're gonna go make a post, and then I'm gonna expand that. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of latitude here to play with. So I'm just gonna frame that up, hit next, and we're just gonna look in those kind of corners there down there to see how it's framed. The framing in Instagram is so essential, and I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna hit next, and from there, essentially I've always had a sharp image from this. Now, if you guys are having any issues beyond this point, make sure to leave a comment down below. Other people, if you're having issues or have solved issues, if you're on Windows platform or different kind of computers, just help a brother out down below in the comments section. But I hope that that helps you guys, gives you some idea of how I edit, export, and create sharp images to Instagram. It's worked for me, and I'm super grateful that you guys are enjoying it. If it isn't obvious already, I would absolutely love it if you come check me out on Instagram and double tap some of the photos or something, because apparently they're dying, and Instagram is kind of a weird thing right now. I don't even know if you need to export photos to Instagram anymore because it's a video platform like TikTok is now. So if you want to know how I do my reels, there's videos up here as well that might help you out. But otherwise, guys, I really do appreciate your time, and I hope that this is valuable for you moving forward. Do feel free to subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, hit that like button, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.